And we need your mic up a little bit. You're number 2 or 1?
I'm number 1.
I'm number 1. Try it one more time.
I was number 1.
There we go.
Okay.
Thanks. I love you, honey.
I love you too.
You like your coffee? Can
Yeah,
you
it's
believe
all right.
this is half sweet?
It's very white. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I was going to add extra shots and do all that, but it was already expensive. So
I totally understand. Thank you for the gift. And get ready for this gift. Hi, everybody. I'm Emily.
And I'm Vince.
And this is the Lighthouse Lowdown. Saw some of those dance moves last night.
That's right. We were dancing.
We were picking our first dance. Our
Music for
wedding
our reception
playlist. Yeah.
Yep.
So we did some dancing.
Some couch dancing. We had to like play each song and feel it out.
Yeah, and I kind of judged what song would be good by seeing how Vince dances to it, because really I have the most fun, and we have a picture of this from one of our friends' wedding, the one in Spain, where you're dancing and I'm watching you laughing, and that's like that's what I'm looking for whenever we are out dancing, is I just want to watch you and like kind of
I'm trying to get you to dance by dancing.
Yeah, but watching you dance is the best part. So
inspirational dancing.
Yeah, I was kind of just observing you last night to determine what were good dance songs.
Nice.
So we got a pretty good list going.
So
speaking of lists,
what episode?
This is episode 84.
84.
And I do have a history buoy.
Let's go. Float it out there.
And it's Maine Open Lighthouse Day.
Maine is in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Open Lighthouse Day.
Open Lighthouse Day. And this is an annual event that happens in Maine. It has something to do with our episode. What are you laughing at?
I just thought that was obvious. Actually, not that it's not. Please continue.
Okay. Yeah. Annual event. None of that signifies an event happening or that it's in. This event is sponsored by the United States Coast Guard, the Maine Office of Tourism, Maine, the state, Office of Tourism, and the American Lighthouse Foundation. So
Three sponsors.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of
cool.
Crazy. But it has up to 18,000 visitors each year, offering a chance to see, this year, 18 lighthouses that are not usually open to the public.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And there are ways to see the lighthouses, but they're very unpredictable, and usually you have to pay to stay there. The access is reduced. And so this is like a day of free access to all of the lighthouses that normally are difficult to experience.
How do they staff them for such a surge like that?
I'm sure it's volunteers, like all volunteer works.
It's incredible.
Because each lighthouse is owned by somebody that have volunteers, and normally it's accessible under specific occasions. So this year it's on September 13th. So we're coming up close on it. By the time this episode airs, we're going to be less than a month away.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., although some lighthouses have different hours. You have to check the website that I have linked in my show notes to find out.
Absolutely.
And the website also lists all of the lighthouses that are participating, plus what part of the station is open for you to see, the special hours, how to get there, and a short blip about if it's a current aid and who owns it right now.
Really cool.
And that list also includes some museums, such as the Maine Lighthouse Museum, which, by the way, has the largest collection of Fresnel lenses in the nation.
Maine.
So that's...
Where's it at in Maine?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to pull up a map here in a second so you can see where they all are.
We have a friend getting married before this episode even comes out. We're going to go to their wedding, and they are going to Maine for their honeymoon.
That's right.
Yeah, so I was asking him about where he's going to go, what they're going to do.
I want to know.
I think Bar Harbor is the furthest north that they said they're going to.
Okay.
Which I was surprised by.
Yeah, then they won't get... I don't think they'll get close to the lighthouse we're covering today. It's pretty far up there.
Yeah, and we told him about another one, the one that was on the quarter. Do you remember what that one was?
Pemaquid?
Pemaquid Point. Yeah, we told them about our episode on that, and I think that's further north of Bar Harbor, if I remember right.
Okay. We'll see if what names we can see on the map, because it's pretty zoomed out.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll pull it up. Boom.
There's the map.
And I have an example on here of one that's available for people to see that's not usually open. It's called Moose Peak Lighthouse, and the location, and this is all on the website, it says Mistake Island, offshore. Mistake Island is awesome. The buildings that are open is the tower. How to get there, it says the private owners will be making 2 boat trips, 7 passengers per trip, from Jonesport to Mistake Island. And then it says, please contact the owners of Moose Peak Light at the following email address for more information, moosepeaklighthouse@gmail.com. And then it says, for those visiting the island on their own, the tower will be open 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you can
take your own boat.
Take your own boat, yeah, to get over there. And it says the lighthouse is an active Coast Guard aid to navigation. The light station structures are privately owned. So that's like all the kind of information that you can see on the website if you look at each lighthouse. And I pulled a picture of what Moose Peak looks like. And then the map shows all the participating lighthouses that you can go see on Maine Open Lighthouse Day, plus 2 purple M's. Those are the museums that you can see.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So you can see Owl's Head Lighthouse is on there. That's a popular one, haunted. So
I don't remember that story. Did we cover Owl's Head?
No, we haven't yet because
I've heard of it though.
Yeah,
okay.
I keep getting intimidated by the amount of information to cover by like the popular lighthouses, and so sometimes I put those off.
Yeah.
In favor of the smaller ones.
Save them for the future somehow when we're going to have more time.
Yeah, for some reason I think later that'll be a good one. It's like, no, we're going to be busy forever.
You know, for those who don't know, we're planning our wedding right now. We're getting married here in Kansas City. December 20th. And anyways, we're figuring all that. Well, I was thinking about something. And so we're busy right now, but everyone I talk to is busy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I gave my dad a call on the way home from the gym. He asked what we're up to, and anyways, he ended up asking, so what's getting covered today in the episode? And I was like, I have no idea. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, well, Emily's presenting the information, which is every 3 out of 4 times. And I was like, so I don't know. I learn along with the audience. And he was blown away. He was
really?
Like, really? Yeah.
Has he never listened to our podcast?
I don't think he's listened to any podcast ever.
I understand. He's a heart surgeon.
I don't think he's a podcast guy.
No.
But anyway, so there's a glimpse into the ongoing.
The daily life. Vincent Bailey. But yes, so I have the map pulled up here. So everyone, if you have the ability to do and participate in Maine Open Lighthouse Day, it's free, but they take donations, obviously, to help support our lighthouses. It was National Lighthouse Day just a couple days ago. August 7th is National Lighthouse Day. Mm-hmm. And I put some on my private account, just like
some Instagram posts.
Yeah, some cool pictures we've taken of lighthouses on our last trip.
So 18 lighthouses this year.
Right now, I think.
That are not typically open?
Yeah, they're or difficult to get your hands on.
That's cool. So, what a nice idea.
Yes, and the lighthouse we're covering today is pictured on this map because, ow!
You okay?
Ow!
What's going on?
It's my elbow.
The hazards of recording a podcast.
Yeah, in an unfamiliar setting. On this map, I did a little blip, zoomed in. We're going to Little River Lighthouse, which is very far north in Maine on the coastline. You can see the edge of Canada.
Can you point at where it's at for me? I see that's Canada, but Little Bear or Little River. I can't see it. I can't see the screen.
What?
I don't have my glasses on or something. Can you tell me where this is at on the map?
What?
Where is the lighthouse?
The tiny dot.
I see the zoomed in. Where is that zoomed in to?
There's a red line.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the border to Canada. It is not.
I'm not understanding what part you can't see.
She pointed at this line that goes across the screen. The screen's like 3 feet from me, 4 feet.
Yeah, I was like,
I was like, yeah, that's the border. You said Canada. It's close.
This black line is Canada.
Oh, yeah. Goes off screen.
I was like, things are much worse than I anticipated. So, anyway, Little River Lighthouse, which I'm pretty sure now that I'm saying it out loud for the first time, I have a feeling I'm going to get tongue-tied at some point. Little River.
Little River. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's coming.
Little River.
Little River Lighthouse.
Lil Wayne.
So you can see it on the map. It's outside Cutler, Maine. And in 1842, I.W.P. Lewis did his report that we've mentioned, that we've referred to several times, which really should be a history buoy. I put it on my list. And in his report, he said, quote, "There is no place on the coast of Maine where a light would be so truly serviceable as upon the island at the entrance of this harbor, a small beacon light being alone required." Which, so funny that how speaking used to be so different.
I was going to say, okay, all right. All these letters that we've read, they're all recorded history.
Yeah.
And they all had a lighthouse built. That's the sample bias.
Yes.
But the way that they would appeal to the Congress or whoever the audience was so dramatic.
It was. And it was like...
Never in the world has there been a greater need for a lighthouse. The suffering of this coastline and the constitutional infractions on the people are outrageous.
And that you would write a letter, and this was all, this is not typing.
Yeah.
That you would go to such lengths to make a sentence so long. Nowadays, it would just be like, we really need a lighthouse on this harbor. And that would be it. Like this whole sentence.
This is before people had cell phones. They just sit with a parchment and stare at it with their quill in hand.
It's like they would write a couple words and then walk away and then come back and then write another.
Also, education was so much more varied at the time that this was like a flex.
Yeah.
Like, look, I can
write such
spell
long, eloquent
kind of
words.
Interesting.
A small beacon light being alone required. It's like you're saying one small beacon light.
And sometimes they would write this every year. They'd write these letters for years and years before one of them would be like, fine, this one's better than the other ones this year.
Your voice coming through when you do that sounds exactly like, what am I thinking? The Incredibles, whenever they're at the very beginning, there's like some voiceover about how superheroes were ostracized from society because of these events that happened. Where are they today?
Oh, it's like an old news right here. You see.
Yeah.
You see.
You would have a great voice for that.
For the 1920s radio station.
It's really good. I kind of like
Thank
it.
you.
No.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
You're very trigger happy today with this.
Caffeine.
Really?
Well, no.
Okay.
But yes.
But okay. Okay, back on track. So we have Lewis pining for a lighthouse at this harbor.
Yes.
The problem was that there was no usable harbors for ships to dock between Little River and West Quoddy. And we've covered West Quoddy.
We know Quoddy.
The furthest north
Where's Waldo?
lighthouse. Yes.
Yep.
A little Where's Waldo stripe.
They probably hate that. Sorry, guys.
No.
They're probably like, no, not. It's just red and
just
white.
Stripes, okay?
Not Waldo. Shit.
But between these two lighthouses, there's two false harbors called Moose Cove and Bailey's Mistake.
Hold on.
Lots of mistake stuff going on.
My last name is Bailey.
I know, but it's spelled Baylie, like a bay and then Lee.
Interesting.
Yeah. So kind of cute. We wanted to name our first child Bailey, spelled like that. Bailey.
No. Bailey is not welcome.
I would never do that. I just wanted to see your face.
I think our name was Bailee when we came to the U.S.
But they wrote it down the way it's familiar.
I think from Scotland. I think that's where the name comes from.
Cool.
I'm not sure. But they moved. Well, actually, they moved to Canada, and then they were Canadians who immigrated across into the state of Washington. And my family had the first turnstile dairy farm.
What are you talking about?
In the entire state of Washington.
How have I not heard this? I'm about to be part of your family.
We need to talk to my dad. He loves these stories.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to hear.
Yeah. He knows them much better than I do.
Yeah. All right. I like that. He should have put that in our Bailey Bulletin for July. Anyway, no usable harbors, but there are two false harbors, and these are just indents that are lined with reefs. And so if you entered it, your ship, you would crash, basically.
Gigs up.
Yeah, like if you think it's a different harbor and you're like, oh, good, and you pull in, then you're it's doomsday.
Can't back out.
Yeah. Lewis believed a light at Little River would prevent any additional fatal disasters caused by mariners mistaking these false harbors for Little River, which is where you wanted people to show up. And so...
So what's that town? I can't see.
Cutler.
Cutler. So the Little River is on a small island accessing a harbor for Cutler.
It's
not the false one. It's the one that's accessible.
But that's what they're saying between Little River, where you would want to harbor, and West Quoddy, where you'd want to harbor. There's nothing in between, so they would mistake it. Like Little River wasn't marked, so they're like,
it's one of these.
Yeah.
So I drive home every day.
And what? He described it as, quote, easy of access, sufficiently capacious.
Yeah,
for
like
a large
has
fleet,
capacity. Yeah,
and secured from all winds. So a nice little harbor.
I don't believe that. I'm from Kansas.
Are you kidding?
Everywhere's windy.
That's not true. There's lots of places that are harbored from winds.
I haven't seen them.
And it's always still and like humid and sticky. And you're like, where's the breeze? You know?
If you agree with me, like this podcast.
And what about me?
Love this podcast.
We don't have social media.
I'm trying.
Okay. Congress appropriated $5,000 for a lighthouse per Lewis's request in 1847. And this was for our Little River Lighthouse, which is what we're covering.
Let's go.
So it is a conical 23.5-foot stone tower with an attached keeper's house at the entrance to the harbor on a little island.
Is it technically...
Whoa. It's absolutely
I was
rendered
say,
speechless.
Is it technically an integral lighthouse? Because you said they were attached.
Yes.
I would say by my observation in this photo, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's the definition of integral.
It is integral, but it's... The tower is so different from the actual house. Like normally they look kind of similar. It looks like but this is like
the construction's different for sure.
Yeah, it's like our white tower and
is it like a limestone building?
I didn't know. It just says stone. So
I bet you
both are stone. So it's pretty cute. I don't know what's going on all in the background. Like, are these rocks? Are they sticks?
It looks like a timber yard. Like
it looks like
they cut down all those trees to build stuff.
Oh, you're right, because there's some stumps over there.
Like a mill area.
Yeah,
maybe to furnish the inside, to do the framing and the wood floors and walls and all that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Very pretty keeper's house, though. Like
really nice.
Visually appealing.
Great photo.
Only 2 years after it was lit, an inspection revealed the dwelling was in terrible shape. Leaking, cracked, flooded when it rained. The whole shebang.
2 years?
After 2 years.
Jeez.
They talked about how when it rained, the keeper's floor would literally be covered with water. Like, the house would flood from rain.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's dumb. But they didn't do anything about that.
It definitely had mold.
Ew. So maybe they didn't have much wood. Maybe it was like mostly stone. Because it survived for a long time regardless of that fact. And they didn't do anything. You can
replace the wood. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like framework and stuff?
Yeah, it's just labor intensive, expensive.
However, a fifth order revolving lens was added in 1855. Before this, they just had like 5 reflector lens with lamps. And this changed the characteristic to have a fixed white light with a bright flash every 90 seconds. So This is the second lighthouse we've covered, I'm pretty sure in a row, where they have a fixed white light that adds a flash.
To be honest, that's the most practical.
It does make sense.
Because at any time you can see it.
You want to,
and then it's still relaying a pattern in which you're like, oh yeah, that's that lighthouse.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I pulled up a photo of the fifth order lens. Nowadays, its whereabouts are unknown.
Somebody's
basement. Living room.
Basement. Can you imagine walking down into a basement bar, pool table, dartboard,
like, give me that
bourbon collection, and then a Fresnel lens? I'd be so excited. So cool.
Well, I'd be excited, and then I would take it from them. I'd be like, return this. Wherever it goes, we're going to find out.
Give this to the public.
We've learned in the past how to tell, if you're lucky, how to tell which lens goes where because of the placement of the screws. So
yeah, that was a photo. Someone saw a photo of a lantern, right?
Saw it in a shop, I think.
They identified it to an old photo.
Yeah, compared
based on
the two photos.
Brass placement of screws in the brackets, which is incredible.
That is quite crazy.
So fifth order.
Yeah, so this is fifth order. It was added and changed the light characteristic. And it wasn't until 1876 that they started laying a new foundation for a brand new tower, as the old one was, quote, unworthy of repairs.
That's a okay life, 70 years.
It's not bad. Is it 70?
What was 1805, I thought?
1847.
Oh, excuse me. Never
So
mind.
30 years. Still solid for
It's
one
okay.
that 2 years after they were like, this is terrible. So that was a long, that's kind of a long stint. So the new tower was 41 feet tall, lined with brick and encased in cast iron.
Cool.
It started out white but was painted red with a black lantern room in 1878. So
Sounds cool. Red with a black lantern room.
yeah. Oh, I don't have a picture of the two
The two paint.
the
They
two
marks.
because for a few years the old tower and the new tower were both there, and then
Oh, yeah.
they finally a year after that, so 1879, the old tower was half demolished and then roofed over to like meld into the old keeper's house. So you can see over here,
Oh.
yeah, they just like cut the
They're
tower
like, we'll
off,
just turn this into the library.
extended the roof. Oh my gosh, that would
That'd
be
be cool,
so
huh?
cool. But you can see the lighthouse that they have here looks a lot like Nauset Light. So like
Yeah. Well, and that
East
was
Coast
yeah,
lighthouse is
part of the
similar.
design. We see that recurring a lot was stone or brick towers with this encasing of cast iron,
Yeah.
which they do in these. And here it looks like rings, but sometimes they're just sections. They're welded together,
Mhm.
bolted together, and in the U.S., those have had pretty good longevity.
Yes,
a lot of them are still
Seems
around.
to work really well. And there's been a lot of cases of them taking the cast iron casing and putting it elsewhere. So
Yeah.
I think it made it more flexible.
Yeah, and they're really nice too. It's not like it was some replacement that wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
Like Nauset Light was gorgeous,
And we love skeletal towers, but those are like easier. I think these were.
a little more artistic touch.
Yes, exactly. A little more old fashioned.
Stout.
Yeah, so we get a new tower, and the old tower is melded into the old keeper's tower, and very. It's like.
It's part of the house.
It's
You
unique.
can't really let's knock this wall down for no reason.
Yeah.
So
And when I saw this picture, I was like, "Oh, weird! The lighthouse tower is gone." And then I looked at it a little longer because it looks like it could just be like the flat end of the keeper's house. But
they actually built a roof line over it too.
I know it's pretty cute.
Cool.
And then they'd have to. 'cause it
I'd
would
be
just
so curious to see what that's like on the inside.
I know it's gone now. So
Dang.
Oh.
Also, how much would that cost for us to build?
an exact replica of the old Little River keeper's house.
What's I'm getting off track. I'm sorry, but
No, you're
the bar in Homer on the Spit,
Yeah,
the Salty Dog
salty
Saloon.
dog.
So that I think has an integral lighthouse. I think it's part of that building. And I think if we go look at pictures, maybe if we get bored at the end, we'll look. Otherwise, search on your own. Salty Dog Saloon. I think I looked on like Google Images. There's a pool table, and I think the part of the integral lighthouse is like in that billiards area.
Oh, I think you're right. That the pool room is on the base level of the lighthouse, and then going up
So cool.
is kind of. I thought it was blocked off.
I think it's probably not accessible.
Yeah, it is integral.
That was one of my favorite episodes. Salty
Really?
Dog Saloon. Yeah.
Well, and you were also going to be like had a chance of going there, so
Someday.
one of these days. But anyway, yes, it is kind of Salty Dog. The original is kind of Salty Dog-esque.
Yeah.
Not a true lighthouse, but
Sidetrack.
it's on the list.
Yeah.
So by 1881, the tower was white again. So this picture was likely after that time period. And in 1888, the stone dwelling was demolished, replaced with today's wooden Victorian dwelling. So the one that we have today is still really old. It's just not the original. And I have a picture of when they were working on that. We got an oxen in there.
Cool.
But yeah, it's small, cute, and nice.
It's very Victorian.
Yeah.
It's nice. Looks like we're looking at, I want to say the left side, or the side, like facing plan west. So as we were seeing it before, because the tower was on the left, now the tower is on the left again, but I think we are off towards the right, standing facing left.
Oh, like
Because the reference to the window and stuff. Who cares?
it's
right?
the side of the
Yeah,
house.
I think this is the side, not the front.
I bet so. And then that's like a back door.
Back door, porch type of thing.
But in this picture, you can tell the lighthouse is not white. They painted it brown. Is an interesting choice.
Aggressive.
I know. And on May 1900, the tower was changed back to white and remains white today. So they did like this random.
I don't understand this. Every lighthouse we talk about how the day mark has changed, and sometimes it's like, well, it was orange with a black stripe, and then it was red and white, and then they noticed that against the trees or against the sky. So, what is the reason to go brown?
Brown is very.
And then enough time goes, and they're like, we should really make it white.
We should make it white. Well, let's go back.
Totally different than we have.
I have no idea what would make them want to change it to brown, but white kept coming back. So like, just keep white. It's okay if they're all the same color.
Yeah.
I mean, you want them, ideally you want them to be a little different, but.
Imagine if Ocracoke was not white. It'd be so strange.
It would be strange.
You know, like some lighthouses are supposed, Nauset, red.
Yeah.
Red? White, red
half
accent.
Red, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Sorry. That's a big block by that oxen.
He's
big
hauling
stone.
some stuff.
Poor guy.
All kinds of construction
Debris
things going on in this picture. But yeah, one of the keeper's sons mentioned how they got coal to the lighthouse in the 30s. I thought this was interesting because we haven't talked about that much.
For the stove?
Coal access, yeah. For the keeper's living, not so much for the use of the lighthouse.
Sure.
The coal was delivered by boat in 200-pound bags, and then they would take the bags and drop them onto someone's shoulders standing next to like
oh my gosh.
a boat. And they had to walk that bag over the beach to the lighthouse.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just the keeper and his family. Nobody else lives on this island. So like they just had to do this hard manual labor.
They're like deadlifting every day to train for this.
And they would do it over and over until 8 to 9 tons of coal was dropped off by the coal house.
200 pounds.
200 pounds each, back and forth. And he was saying the island is shaped like a hill, so you had to go uphill and downhill just to get it.
On sand.
Just to get it over there.
That would be an incredible workout.
I know. Yeah, they would have had to have been. He said, quote, every bone-wearying step of the way across this humpbacked bit of detached terra firma found one's mind filled with the desire for an easier way out. Like, drama.
It's so funny. There's jobs that require manual labor, like in the United States. We have, I think it's labor laws. I don't actually know. But there's some jobs where I've had to do a test to prove I can move the reasonable amount of weight.
But it's usually like capped at like
it's 50 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe 60.
Yeah.
But that's the standard expectation is a healthy, uninjured person can manage 50, maybe 60 pounds.
Yeah. Especially like package delivery. I think they always have to do that too.
This guy, 200 pounds.
200 pounds. Lowered
onto your shoulders, and you're going to carry it across sand uphill.
And then down.
Who knows how many times?
My ankle would go out.
Yeah.
I could just see myself twisting my ankle. Like pitted sand.
Yeah. Be really challenging. That's crazy.
At least the keeper had some sons to like assist him with this task. But I think either way, collecting 9 tons of coal is wild.
Didn't drag it. Probably couldn't. Probably would tear open or something.
Oh,
so did they talk about the use of the coal?
No, not much. I think it was just for like their stoves and stuff. So
you said
they had a coal house. So
9 tons.
Yeah.
So 18,000 pounds, roughly. 200 goes into 1,000 5 times. So five trips gets you 1,000 pounds, and they're going to do 18,000 pounds of coal. So what's 18 times 5? 90 trips.
That's crazy. It'd be an all-day endeavor.
And that's assuming.
Well, and that's like
that's assuming things go
people,
well.
Yeah, true. There's several people involved, so maybe a little quicker, but still, that's like a whole. And they only had to do that once a year, so I think it was just like this dreaded day of torture.
Dang.
I'd be like, is there really no other way to make this easier on me? I'm just a guy with his family, you know.
That's awful.
Yeah, I've never heard anything about that, so it's very interesting. But he also talked about getting to school, another thing that isn't thought about much, as the keeper and the family were the only ones on the island. So he said, quote, going to school meant a boat ride every morning and afternoon when Papa would ferry them over to the mainland and back. A lunch would be packed for each child consisting of a piece of fish, a cold potato, and maybe a molasses cookie or Johnny bread. I don't know what Johnny bread is.
I don't either.
Water was dipped out of the well bucket to wash it all down. Weather, of course, was a factor, and there were days when it was too rough to row the children to school or days when it was too rough to pick them up. Arrangements for the latter situation were already taken care of when the children would stay with assigned families on shore.
That's so crazy. What a life.
I never considered not being able to get them back. I'm like, oh, they just miss a day of school, and you have a good excuse because it's like I live on an island.
Yeah.
My dad has to row me over in a boat. So,
Yeah.
But getting on the way home, you're just like, oh, they're just gonna stay with this family.
That's
really
crazy
times, crazy different times from what we're living in today.
Yes, quite a few things have changed.
Mm-hmm. And I think he had a bunch. I think he wrote a book or something because there was a bunch of different stories about living at the lighthouse, which a lot of keepers' kids do write about what it was like because it's so novel.
Well, and you have time.
Yeah.
Honestly. Back then, especially.
Mm-hmm. So the Coast Guard took over 1939, and they continued to have Coast Guard men stationed there. And this is from Lighthouse Friends. I just took a whole quote from here because, sometimes I don't need to reword it.
Yeah, they're great source.
Yeah. Quote, upon being brought to the island by Bob Marston, Coast Guard keeper Albert was greeted on the station's boardwalk by Bob's beagle. And he said, after I was shown my room, there was a scratching at the door. Bob opened the door and in walked a raccoon that started playing with the beagle and eventually went to the kitchen to eat some of the dog food. He said, I knew then that I was in a pretty special place. That's cute. He said the raccoon's name was Rocky, and a couple gifted the animal to a member of the station in 1971. And that Christmas, Gary Sill noted that the fact the station's dog Skippy played with Rocky a lot of the time demonstrated the ability of people to live and work together under close living conditions. And the station was also home to 3 cats that Christmas, Junior, Stub, and Black Cat. I was like, I've got to put that last sentence in there.
Those are dogs, good pet names.
Cats,
Skippy,
raccoons.
Skippy and Rocky, the dog and raccoon.
Yeah, Rocky the raccoon, which is a
dun 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 dun.
Oh my gosh, it was a magazine I used to get.
Rocky the raccoon.
Wait, let me double check.
Maybe it was made by this person.
Oh no, excuse me, it was Ranger Rick. What was I thinking?
That's not close.
It's not even close. Thanks. I agree, but also thank you.
And you had Black Cat, Stub, who probably had a cut off tail.
Black Cat, Stub, yeah, or one leg or something, and Junior.
Probably
a kitten that showed up.
That's awesome.
I know. The station was automated in 1975, and the Fresnellands was removed. And this is when we lost track of the Fresnellands. So
Shoot.
We have no idea where it is today. A light was erected on a skeletal tower nearby, not like a lighthouse, but just like
signal light.
Mm-hmm. And Little River Lighthouse was left alone to deteriorate. And in 1993, the government offered the lighthouse to the town of Cutler, who didn't want it. Mm. And the lighthouse and the island were also offered to the state of Maine, the National Park Service, and U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and all declined, saying that the lighthouse would cost way too much money to restore and maintain.
Yeah.
So, our lighthouse was in trouble, and it was offered up for adoption under the Maine Lights program, 1998, which we've talked about, but no one stepped forward to take ownership. And in the fall, the Maine Historic Preservation declared that the Little River Light Station was one of the 10 most endangered historic properties in the state. So it was going down. Because at this point,
on record.
Yeah, 1975, it was turned off and then left. So that's decades of just sitting there with nothing. But in 2001, the American Lighthouse Foundation stepped up and got a historic preservation license from the Coast Guard. And they restored the tower, a wooden walkway that went across the island, and the boat ramp, which then made the station meet the criteria for getting a new light from the Coast Guard in the lantern.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently they have some criteria that have to be met in order for them to sustain a light in the tower.
Cool photo.
Here's the walkway that goes through the island, which is pretty neat.
It's really nice.
Made of wood. At first I thought it was a train track, but yeah, it's a walkway. And then I have another picture of there's a Coast Guard helicopter, and this picture is when they did the relighting ceremony. So they made it this big thing because the lighthouse was relit just weeks after the 9/11 attacks.
Ooh.
And so they draped it with a 25-foot American flag and called it a beacon of freedom to the world to be relit. And it was filmed as a documentary for the History Channel, which I couldn't find I couldn't find it.
I want to see that.
I do too. I know. I was like, oh, it'll pop up, but I just couldn't track it down. And apparently, it was the largest gathering in the town's history for this relighting ceremony on the island, which is fun. Everybody had their little boats going over.
What was the date? Do you know? Post 9/11.
It was in October. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Exactly the date.
So those were. I mean, most people listening know this because they're older than us or our age. But post 9/11, I didn't really pay attention because I was too young. But I've seen footage of like the first NFL game, the first MLB game, the after 9/11.
Yeah.
When things were trying to resume, because everything stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a Monday, if I remember right.
I think so too.
But I was 5 or 6, so I don't remember everything. But there was a lot of. It was almost you had to pay tribute to what was going on in the United States and the deeply hurt emotion that everybody had who had survived the several attacks. Right.
Yeah.
Almost everyone was feeling that, and it was like
just
overwhelming.
Everybody.
There's no other news, Yeah. And so, if this lighting was going on, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Post 9/11, that's a big flag.
I know, it's huge.
But
25 feet is crazy.
Yeah, people needed something like this to go out to.
People needed community. They needed to lean on each other. So I think everyone keeping it in the forefront was important, not just being like, okay, let's just continue like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nope, not
or just
this
cancel
time.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we
we'll
can't have the relighting ceremony.
Scared and sad. Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, I'm lucky enough not to remember anything from that, but I do try to learn about it every year because it's important to.
I've gone back and collected footage, not for horror, just to understand terrible. What it was like, because my whole family is older. And they all had a different impact than I did.
Yeah. But
it's very sad. One of the best documented terrible events, like there's awful things that have happened all through history, but to have such a good record of it is really interesting.
Yeah, I know. Just whenever film was a lot more commonplace, getting really easy to have your hands on. Everyone's filming everywhere. It's not even close to today, but that's.
Yeah, you're right though. Mobile cameras and
camcorders and things.
Yeah.
Anyway, a year later, 2002, the lighthouse became the first New England light and third in the nation to be transferred to a nonprofit under the National Historic Lighthouse Preservation Act of 2000.
Third in the U.S.? Mm-hmm. Wow. Cool.
Yeah, so it didn't catch on super quick.
They're ready to go.
The paperwork made it lengthy. But yeah, they were definitely ready. I mean, the American Lighthouse Foundation already had a license to restore it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure the Coast Guard was like, here, please take it. And the Friends of Little River Lighthouse was formed as a chapter of the American Lighthouse Foundation in 2007 to take control of maintenance and stuff on this lighthouse. Mm-hmm. In 2014, the lighthouse underwent a repainting project, restoring its glowing white paint and a forest green lantern room. And
cool.
I could never find when they started painting this lantern room green, because it's not aged copper. If you look at it today, it's mint green. It looks like the Statue of Liberty, aged copper, but it's not. It's painted that way. So they painted it this dark, rich green, but as it ages, it turns mint green.
Yeah,
so today it's
takes
mint
away.
Green. Yeah.
Also, what?
Huh?
There's literally forest behind the lighthouse. There are evergreen trees. And we just talked about day marks. And they're like, well, you can see the tower. You don't need to see the lantern room, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to see the top of this thing.
It's going to have a light.
I don't understand. I mean, stylistically,
it's
very
beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And there's some green over on the house. It looks like green trim.
I think that's black.
I can't tell. Maybe my screen is turned all the way up.
3 feet is too far for you to see. We've established.
Wah, wah. But I don't know that I know of another green lantern room.
I have not heard of any. No. That's why I selected this one, because I was like, oh, it's green.
Hip hip.
And nowadays you can pay to stay at the lighthouse. So this is one of those that's like
Nice.
on Maine Open Lighthouse Day, you can come and see it for free. But normally you can only come see it if you're paying to stay in the lighthouse. Or they have an open house day, which are just like sporadically placed throughout the year. So the keeper's house is fully restored with 3 rooms and 1 bath for up to 6 visitors. So you rent by the room, or you can rent the entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah, each room it's $400 per room unless you get more than 1 room, and then there's $350 a piece, or $1,100 for the whole place. And you can stay between June 1st and September 30th.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be super fun.
So, like I said, they're participating in Open Lighthouse Day. And I pull up a couple pictures. You can see how it's mint green now,
Yeah.
the lantern room. Just naturally,
does
the
lighten up.
sun. Yeah, the sun just wears it out. And inside the lantern room, you can also see, which is the only way to get up there is through their open events. So they have transportation available from Cutlerstown Landing, which is a 12-minute boat ride. So they'll come pick you up on the Open Lighthouse Day to take you to the island and come back, and you can use the walkway to get there. And they also have open house days throughout the year for the same opportunity, but the lighthouse is not usually open to visitors otherwise. And I read that you can't see the lighthouse from the mainland.
Interesting.
Which seems unlikely, at least in the town. So like the only way,
It's on the other side.
or like it's difficult to get there, or maybe it's private property all the way around. I don't know.
Sure.
But they're saying like the only way to get there is to take a boat out or to specifically visit the lighthouse.
So if you were to rent it, is there boat transportation?
Yes, they pick
Nice.
you up from Cutler's.
That's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's a very beautiful little island.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty small, but it's rocky and lots of trees, lots of evergreen.
Yeah, the images are really great today. Usually that's more of my focus. Emily doesn't focus as much on that
Excuse me?
because of
Who are you
YouTube.
talking to?
So if you want to see the images from today, even if you don't want to listen to the whole thing over again, go to our YouTube. You can click through and you should be able to, I'll have each of the images up for the time that we're talking about it, which is standard.
Nice.
But are they going to be on Instagram by chance?
No, I've completely dropped Instagram. I'm
So don't look on Instagram.
I totally abandoned it. Yeah.
All good.
Apparently, that was the stone.
We are
That was-
podcast firsts.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
Podcast first. He's going down. Both need a nap. But that's all I got. Little River Lighthouse. Never messed up the name. Didn't mess up the name once.
Little River Lighthouse.
So give me some credit for that. I thought for sure that I was going to butcher it at some point. Liver.
Liver never came out.
Yeah, liver.
Right House never came out.
Yeah, we powered through.
Really
But
good.
Yeah, that is a cute little lighthouse. It looks just like Nauset Light and has a minty lantern room. Don't know when that happened, but originally I think it was white and black. So, and red and black and all that. So
They're like, we could use green.
yeah, like might as well.
Sold.
If you want to be the only one, you should.
Can you go up there if you stay the night? To the,
Yes,
lantern room?
room. Yeah,
Whew, that's cool.
I know it's pretty.
Now I want to go.
It's just
Should have told
constant
Parker.
bucket list items. Yeah, $400 is not that crazy for a room.
Yeah. They are,
There's a lot of lighthouse we've seen that it's pretty steep.
it sounds like you can only, if you rent one room, there may be other guests.
Yes.
So you'd share that one bathroom.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
very practical for a lighthouse on an island.
It does make
But-
sense. You're not staying there for a long time, so
We just have to buy the whole thing out.
yeah, that's it.
Really cool. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome, and thanks everybody for listening. Check out our website, thelighthouselowdown.com. You can leave us a review or send us an email, lighthouselowdown@gmail.com, with lighthouses you want us to cover, because we're running low of listener lighthouse options. So go ahead and send those in anywhere you like, and we'll cover them. So hopefully we'll catch you next time on The Lighthouse Lowdown.